Your content should be where you literally shine. It should not be where you're second guessing literally every decision that you make. That's not how you're going to serve your audience. That's not how you're going to grow your audience. And that's not how you're going to start converting those views into clients. If you're new here, hey, my name is Liz and I'm a YouTube business coach. And by the end of this video, I want to show you why you need to let go of the idea that you can create perfect content that checks off all the boxes. And I want you to understand that you will get much farther, much sooner if you focus on creating content that shows the real you and content that deeply serves your audience. Let's get started. So to paraphrase Maya Angelou, and I really mean paraphrase on this one, give me some grace, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but they will not forget how you made them feel. And when it comes to the internet space, that is literally exactly what happens at a much accelerated rate. I mean, think about it. With social media, we're just been bombarded with so much noise constantly, 24/7. And when it comes to doing things like growing your YouTube channel or trying to grow a business, it really takes being constantly exposed to someone over and over again for them to even really remember that you exist. I mean, think about your own interactions on social media, the content that you've seen. Really try and sit and think about the last 3 to 5 pieces of content that you just saw on social media. Who were they by? Were they even selling anything? Who knows? We've just conditioned ourselves to get used to being bombarded with all this content and all this noise day in and day out that we sort of just leave it as background noise. That's why it's really important for you to have consistent messaging, to show up, and to always have a clear message. And this is literally why attracting aligned clients takes time, because you have to show up consistently and you have to be breaking through that noise to start building relationships with people. And it's important that you're showing up consistently in this positive energy. And then you're letting that positive energy stack up and build over time, because this is what people feel when they're watching your content, when they're watching your YouTube videos. They're feeling your energy and they're feeling the experience of being served by what it is that you're saying. You've opened their eyes to something they never knew existed before, helped them think about an issue they've had in a completely different way. You've helped them to believe in themselves again. This is huge, and this is the energy and the positivity that you want to leave behind, because this is what they'll remember. Not every single word that you said, not every single tip and trick that you gave. So instead of focusing on how can I make this piece of content perfect, focus on how can I be 100% present in the content that I'm creating. And that will ensure that every single view that you get on your channel will have an amazing one-on-one intimate experience with you. And this, compounded over time, will result in growth in your channel and attracting aligned clients. Now, for the next reason why it's really impossible to try and create perfect content is that there is no such thing as perfect content, because all content is subjective in quality. This idea that there is an objective standard for good content is honestly pretty drenched in white supremacy culture, to be perfectly honest. All content quality is subjective. There are people who you absolutely love to watch on YouTube that there other people can't stand and think are incredibly mediocre, or honestly have no idea that they even exist for that matter, just because the space is just so vast. There's literally room for anyone and anything happening. Seriously, it's a huge problem. White supremacy culture wants us to label literally everything, especially our creative endeavors, as good, bad, right, wrong. There's only one right way to do something. It's meant to keep you powerless and stuck. And when you succumb to this idea, then you end up creating really bland, whitewashed content that you think will be palatable, and you just lose all your passion for it, and inevitably suffocating all of the creativity and innovation that you have inside of you that someone else desperately needs to see. The fact of the matter is, you already know what you want to create and how you want to create it. And the fact that you're passionate about it means that there are so many other people out there who are also passionate about it. And those people will find you. They will find your content, they will find your services, and they will be deeply helped by you. Seriously, everybody walks through this world with their own unique perspective, their own lens, their own way of learning and interacting and understanding the world. So it makes no sense to try and create perfect content when there's literally no such thing as being perfect. What works for one person may not necessarily work for another, and that's okay. We need all these varied perspectives and these varied ways of doing things to reach more people. And if you're trying to attain perfection through your content, perfection is literally relatable to no one. So who are you actually trying to reach? This idea that our content is never good enough and that we always have to be in pursuit of better is extremely problematic, because in this conversation about value, the emphasis is placed on the actual content having all of the value, and it completely leaves out how just you as the human being present with another human being is where the value is taking place. Because without you, there's just information. And information without your story, without your insight, without your perspective is really meaningless. You are who people show up to see. And society just loves to tell us, especially as Black women, as women of color, that we need to be more, that we're not enough, that we always need to be researching on this hamster wheel, trying to figure out ways to improve ourselves and to get to the answers, that we need to have some type of achievement, some type of objective standard to prove our value and to prove our worth. And it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Don't wait for someone in authority to tell you that you matter, or to tell you that you have the right to go for what you want to do, or to get out of the background and talk about the things that matter to you. You don't have to wait for anyone. You go ahead and you show up in ease and in flow, and you do what you know is in your heart to do. You say what you know is in your heart to say. So the secret to content that converts is being present. Be present in the moment, because in the moment is where you build connection. It's where you experience feeling. It's where you experience flow and ease. It's also where you make commitment decisions. So when you're creating your content, make sure that you are in the present like you would be with a real person. And depending where you are in your decolonized, anti-capitalist business journey, a lot of this can be easier said than done. I mean, not only is it already difficult to show up and post video content on the internet as a human being, it can already be anxiety inducing, but it's also very difficult to show up and do that while standing in your truth, speaking truth to power, and basically telling white supremacy to kiss your ass. It can take a while, and you'll need help to get there. And if you need help, I'd love to work with you. So there are spots available in my one-on-one program, Views to Clients. So make sure you use the link in the description box below if you want to apply and see if it's a good fit. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the things. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Other Liz Walker, because there I provide even more business and YouTube growth and mindset tips and advice. Super helpful for people who are new to this. There's so much mindset work that you have to do in the beginning of this journey. And if you haven't checked it out already, I definitely recommend taking a look at last week's video all about what you should be doing to build your business foundations before you even get to your first 1,000 subscribers. Because if you're posting consistently on YouTube, you'll get to those 1,000 subscribers, but if you don't know what to do with them, it'll just be a typical Tuesday, and that's not what we're trying to do anymore. So I'll see you over there.